Hi friends! Hey mama! Dr. Amy here, pediatric doctor of physical therapy and creator of the Milestone Mentor. Now if you've seen some of my recent posts, you might know that we have started to discuss a diagnosis that I am extremely passionate about. We have started our discussion on torticollis. Now for me, I am so passionate about torticollis because I feel like there is such an opportunity to provide education and restore hope in situations that might otherwise seem extremely frustrating. For whatever reason, the world of torticollis and even plagiocephaly really tends to be undereducated and, in my opinion, underserved in the pediatric world. So let's start by discussing what is torticollis. Torticollis, also known as twisted neck or wry neck, really just comes down to a tightening of some of the neck muscles. So let's discuss it visually. I'm a very visual learner, so let's go over this step by step. Torticollis deals mostly with the muscle known as the sternocleidomastoid. We are going to call this muscle the SCM. Now this muscle runs from right about under my ear and behind all the way down to about my collarbone. So in torticollis, the typical symptoms that the baby experiences will be a head side tilt to one direction and a head rotation to the other direction. So right here, you see when I'm in this tilt and rotation, how prominent this muscle becomes. This muscle right here is the SCM, and like I said, the main culprit of an infant torticollis. Now there can be many causes of torticollis. It can happen from positioning in utero, it can happen from something during birth, it can also happen because of a positional preference after birth. Most specifically, the most common root cause of torticollis is going to be that muscular tightening. So one thing we need to keep in mind as baby develops is that we not only have a tightening on one side, but typically we have a weakness on the other side because of that muscle being lengthened, right? Because if this side, we bend and we rotate, this side is being shortened and tightened. So now if we think about this side being lengthened, look how long that muscle gets, and it gets really hard for baby to strengthen it in that rotated position. Okay, so that is the brief synopsis of torticollis. Now, the most important question would be, torticollis, what's the big deal? Why does this matter? Can't we just encourage them to look the other way or reposition them? Yes, those are all great things, but if it's not addressed appropriately and very consistently, then we can start to see later milestones within the first couple months to the first year to the first couple years. We really see those milestones being affected by torticollis if it goes unresolved. Okay, first and foremost, midline head positioning. Let's start there. Midline head positioning is really important for development of milestones. If baby is constantly tilted and rotated, their visual field is always going to be out to this side. They might have a hand or arm preference because of this reflex that happens. So they're reaching with this one, they're fisted with this one. But what happens to this whole visual field over here? What happens to being able to rotate and turn and play on this side? Okay, so as a wee little baby, let's think about milestones in the first couple months. We look at hands to mouth, toys to mouth, hands to feet, feet to mouth. That all typically has to happen in that midline head position. This helps baby strengthen the core. This helps them prepare for future milestones like crawling and sitting and so many more that build on top of that midline head position. Now let's think later within that first year. We have rolling, we have crawling, we have standing and walking. If baby is not able to achieve a midline head position, then chances are they're going to have some added difficulty with some of those milestones. Now, even later in life, as an adult, as a mom, a dad, a caregiver, let's see, when we reach down to tie our shoe, when we're walking, right? We don't walk like this like a robot. We have that reciprocal kind of trunk rotation. We want our kids to be able to rotate through their core, to be able to go side to side and really utilize midline and crossing midline. So just to be brief, you see why torticollis now in this head position preference can really affect the development of milestones. I guess the question would be, why is it so important? What's the big deal? There you have it. All right, friends, if you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out. Let me know what specific questions you have to torticollis, and we will absolutely continue this series discussing ways to help, things that we can do to remedy, and how to get you and your little one on the right path to milestone development. All right, friends, until next time.